Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy 2 or 4. I'm the mysterious JG. Didn't end up I ended up not doing any other PlayStation stuff, so I've just kept it paused here, and it's fine because this is not the same day that I don't know why I'm bothering to explain in such great detail that no, this is not for me following fast on the heels of last time. I just haven't touched a PlayStation. And man, I get nostalgic for a lot of the feel of video gaming in my youth, but this is a real reminder of there's a lot of creature comforts to playing this game on a PlayStation 4. One of which being I can just put the PS4 into rest mode and come back like more than 24 hours later and pull it back up. Not really a healthy thing to do, like just leave your Super Nintendo running overnight. Although I think I did that once with did I stay up to like 2 in the morning one time playing the Ancient Cave of Lufia 2 Rise of the Sentinels? Whatever. We're back in Final Fantasy 2/4, and somehow, some way, we had to know we weren't going to keep this crystal. But I guess we're about to find out exactly how we're not going to get to keep it, because unless this Cecil's going, what's going on? Are we actually getting out of here with the crystal intact? Kain, you belong to me, Kain. Bring me the crystal. Galbez. Kain. Get a hold of yourself. I'm alright. I'm no longer under his control. In fact, I hope Zerfall is listening to how different the Nobunaga voice sounds from the Alan Rickman voice, since they are both being used in this scene. Ugh! The Dark Crystal was seized! What are you doing? Kain! Now I can restore the Tower of Babel. At last I shall reach the moon. Bang boom, one of these days, Alice. Kain, wake up! Dots. Please, Kain. Only if Rydia says something will I respond. With all the crystals in our possession, the way to the moon will open. Stop! That's totally different from the way that the Alan Rickman voice would laugh. Dots. Damn. What, can't you just stop him? Like he didn't like teleport away with magic, he just walked away and they let him. The fuck, you guys? Feel bad for Kain getting mind zapped again. Or are we supposed to think he really is just a traitor? I think as a kid, I was like, at this point, fuck Kain. Even if it's not his fault, like, the entire world is in danger. You gotta let the guy go. Oh, man, you know something? This would be, like, the ideal place to, grind for levels. Because we've only got 4 people in the party, so we would get more experience per fight. So I need to remember to save periodically, because if I get to a point in this video where I advance the story and get another party member, the smart move might be to just play around for the through the end of this video, and then go back and load a prior save and just off-camera grind. Like if I want it, because Kain will, if I understand it correctly, Kain will get the levels. Alright, well, the Tower of Babel is now glowing with awesome evil power. The only place, presumably, to go now is the Dwarves Castle. There's no... I mean, there's like a little village down there with some rando dwarves who say lolly-he instead of lolly-ho or whatever it is. Just, yeah. King Giat rules here. Lolly-ho. Go see King Giat. Oh, it's evil. You don't look evil. I'm a nurse, and no, I'm not a man. How dare you think that a nurse might be a man? Sorry. Game is like they're having fun with the idea that male dwarfs and female dwarfs look the same to us, but not with the idea that a man might be a nurse. I know there are male nurses, guys. I was in and out of a lot of medical facilities the last couple years. There are male nurses. They're just in it to get all that tail. Just be working with ladies all day long. Sorry, I don't know that. When the whole of the overworld caved in, it's total chaos down here. I helped out an old kook who got injured. He's sleeping in the infirmary as we speak. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3, lolly-ho. Lolly-ho is the dwarven creature. Yeah, we gathered. Should probably go check with... Just out of curiosity, let's see if anything's going on with Sid before... Before the king will almost certainly advance the story. That kook is crazy. He needs rest. You'll be fine. With my airship, nothing can go wrong. We need to get back to the surface. Can't live down here with these freaks. We spent very little time in this game with Great Chocobo because Great Chocobo, I don't know what the inventory limit is in the original version, but it has got to be smaller than this. If you could carry around this much shit in the original version of the game, you don't need Fat Chocobo or Great Chocobo or whatever it's called. But visiting Ultimate Chocobo for stuff was part of the original game. That in this game, it's just not a thing that you need to do. How many? Wow. Either they put it way down in the bottom of your list of items, or never mind, I don't have any of what you need to work with a Super Chocobo. Ultimo Chocobo. Guy Shaw Greens, I thought. I'm going to trust the things you don't need or don't need right away. Fat Chocobo, Insolent Fool. That's the bird of the gods you're talking about. I guess they don't like... Yeah, it's called Fat Chocobo in the original English translation. I don't know if... I really don't remember now if there's a guy who criticizes you for calling him Fat Chocobo, or if that's a thing they thought would be cute for this version. Yeah, I've got 8 Guy Shaw Greens. What the fuck? I just want to hear the Great Chocobo music. I mean, it's not that great. It's not like the surf music from Final Fantasy VIII. That's the truly great Chocobo music. Anyway, it was from this set of stuff that looks like... there we go. Fat Chocobo appeared. Never mind, he is Fat Chocobo. What the hell? So, we didn't give him anything because you'd never need to. Somebody look it up and tell me if I'm wrong. I think we've just got much bigger inventory. Because the whole Great Chocobo thing, I don't know if there was something going on with the requirements of the engine and it was difficult. Like, they needed to save... Stop, JG. Thank you. Use your words. Was there a reason with the hardware of the SNES and Super Famicom? Like, it would take a really long time to load each area or load each battle if you had a really large inventory. But they could save a backup inventory that only is loaded when you talk to Great Chocobo, Fat Chocobo. So there was like a kind of like game technology reason to split it up. Because I don't remember there being any other game where you have this recurring inventory warehouse type character. I mean, there was a similar but more clumsy and less fun mechanic in Tecmo Secret of the Stars. But in this game, it's like, no, who cares if you have like 500 items in your inventory? It doesn't make a difference. He's just sleeping away. But anyway, you got to hear the Fat Chocobo music. It's great, isn't it? It's great, I remember. My enunciation of words is great, remember? You have returned. Where is the crystal? The truth is, you did not succeed in retrieving it, you slag. So Goldberg holds all the crystals. There's nothing we can do now. That is, unless the legend of the lunar whale is true. But that's impossible because that's too fucking stupid. The lunar whale? A huge ship spoken of in legend, one born of a dragon. The Mysidian legend. You know of Mysidia? It is the home of the mages in the overworld. Mysidia truly exists. Well, I suppose I should have asked you more detailed questions about the overworld if I was so interested in it, but I didn't think to because I was too busy looking at those two little sluts behind you, and they're just like, hey, don't call me a slut or a slut. So Sean Connery was apparently not a respectful person towards women. that's apparently that was like a real life thing. He would call women sluts and schlags, which is is it pronounced like I'm making fun of his accent now? I'm trying to think what is it's slag, I think, not schlag. Slag is like a UK derogatory term for women. So in my mind, an impression of Sean Connery involves him saying schlut and schlag. Anyway, I've met the Elder of Mysidia before. He prays tirelessly in a tower. Sounds pretty boring. I mean, he prays, you say? Yes, why do you ask? Perhaps he prays for lunar whale. You must hurry to Mysidia. But the way to the surface is sealed off. We can't get near the Tower of Babel either. Then dig your way out. Wait, no, that's Cecil. I mean, damn it. Now, the Cecil voice and the Sid voice are pretty similar. Then dig your way out. Has to be Sid, right? Yeah. Oh, wait, it's not Sid. It's Mega Man. Look at him. Sid. I'll attach a drill to the Falcon's bow. Batus and the Falcon Claw. Shouldn't you be in the bed? Nah, no worries. Are you sure you're up to it? Easier than falling off a bike. Or a log, as everyone would normally say.
Why don't I get dialogue? I got the Xing Tsai voice. I should be talking to Zhang Fei.
Okay, let's get to work. Oh, is he joining our party again? Because he's kind of a terrible character. He really felt like a low damage, like his gimmick is that he's got a free scan spell, which I guess actually works. Scan misses all the time in this game. Edge is like having a great time. Is he up there hitting on Ridio? Like, what is... I don't understand. They're all jumping around being adorable, but... You know, I was going to hit him on the head. But they don't actually have animations for that. I have a soft spot for this kind of thing. This was the first game I saw that had these, like, little efforts. Not that you can always tell exactly what's happening. Like, he appeared to murder him, and then Sid starts waving, but... Like, these little efforts to not just inject humor, but, like, character. That wasn't happening in every video game that came out at this time. There's a lot of, like, quality of life improvements that's making it easier to play. Sid collapses, I'm still checking around. But, no, there's a reason. There is a reason that this game is very fondly remembered, particularly in the West. I haven't played Final Fantasy Japanese 2 or 3 to really know. I watched bits and pieces of all playing through 2. I have never really played 3 at all. But I think even in Japan, the jump in the terms of, like, storytelling and, like, making you care about characters, like, it seems silly out. Like, I remember this being, like, the most epic story ever. Now I'm watching it, and it's like, it's not really that amazing. But it's like, it was head and shoulders above what other games were doing at the time, is what I'm getting at. Like, you getting invested and feeling like you're playing through an epic story. Very anti the trend in Western RPGs too, where player freedom is so much more important. Like, player freedom does not matter that much in JRPGs, and it lets you tell a story like that. Like, this game is kind of a case in point for. I don't have a strong feeling about whether Western or JRPGs are the best. I like playing both, even though I mostly played JRPGs. But this is one of those games that if you're arguing with somebody about whether like Western style D&D campaigns or JRPGs are superior as gaming experiences, this is a strong case in this is one of the cases you make for like it's a bedrock JRPG about what the genre's about. And now I'll shut up and get back to the actual game. Sid. Guess he's not joining our party. Sid.
You really should have stayed in bed.
I guess I need to step away from the action for a while. Presumably some other character will appear. Although everybody has joined you has pretty much either been driven insane by Galvez or been murdered or turned to stone. Other than messing with airships, I'm not much use anymore.
You were never that much use before. My hat's off to you, old man. You're really something.
Get well, okay?
Jingsaw, is that you? I mean, look after Cecil and Rosa.
Don't worry, just get some rest.
Take care of yourselves, you hear?
Look after those two, whose names I don't remember.
Yet,
Alright, get out of here.
Thanks for everything. Pretty sure he's playable in the After Years. The After Years has like 800 playable characters. Because I've seen Final Fantasy IV the After Years played through pretty much the entire way. And it's broken up into lots of little chunks where you're playing as different characters. And then like the last, I don't know if it's like a quarter of the game or 10% of the game. The last dungeon is like this big, and almost everybody who's reviewed the game says it's too long and it's just, you're tired well before it's over. But the last dungeon lets you pick from any of the characters. But the game has like fucking 800 characters, including everybody that you even meet in Final Fantasy IV. Like, I think you can play as this guy. I'm getting better.
You'll be fine. My airship doesn't go wrong.
But they introduced new characters. There's characters who are a part of this game that... oh, we're sure work hard. I'm impressed. Yeah, it's got 1 billion characters. This is amazing. That cook's amazing. You attach the drill. Okay. I don't know why I suddenly think there's going to be... Yeah, I was like, I got to read what's on this desk. The strong compulsion to think that something might actually be there. Probably these NPCs are not going to have anything new to say. Like, the NPCs in that room respond to what happened with Sid because that's what they're in the Sid room. The Sid story room. God, I'm shitty. May the wind be at your back. May the road rise to meet you and the wind be always at your back.
please visit us again. Wait, no, I'm not Rosa.
Please visit us again. Alrighty. At some point in all that, I guess, at some point in all that story, we got a rest. Oh, poor Tella. I think he is the one guy who actually stays fucking dead. Because they told us Sid was dead, then he came back. They told us Yang was dead, now he's hanging around down in the Sylph Cave. Still alive, but wounded. We lost Palom and Porum, but they got turned to stone, and you can interact with them. It's just that soft won't cure them. And if they hadn't brought Sid and Yang back, I might be more inclined to think, even playing the game back in the day, I was like, well, obviously they're coming back at some point because you get to interact with them and the menu screen comes up. That'd be kind of a cruel joke if that never works. But Tella's dead. Tella's actually dead. We don't get zombie Tella later. Suppose I shouldn't have spoiled that. Maybe you thought there was going to be zombie Tella. Alright. This is kind of perfect. We've got enough time left for me to go probably get the rat tail to that guy. And maybe not continue the story to the point where we actually get a new... Stop here. These people never respond to anything, though. I really don't think anyone here is going to notice what happened. Ancestors were drawers. Two sides everything. Yeah, nobody here. Oh, wait. No, there was a guy... There was a guy over here who's kind of just looking towards the mountains, right? Oh, I guess there's not. He's just exists. Maybe I'm sure because my ancestors were tall. I wish I was descended from ogres, but you smell like you're descended from ogres. Boom. We cannot live without the blessing of the sun, although our ancestors might disagree. Well, they need like the core of the... They need like the fire of the core of the earth or whatever, right? I don't... Oh, Mysidia is where we got to go next. I was about to say I don't know where to go to continue the story. I do, Mysidia, they told us. Well, let's ignore Mysidia for now. Because as I said, this is actually the perfect time if I wanted to do a little... Oh, you guys are going to be a pain in the ass about this. This would be the perfect time to do some off-screen grinding. So if I do... Let's see. If I do this, I'm going to make myself some dinner. Then I could either grind or I actually need to get another series. Wait a second. Oh, this is annoying. So apparently, I did remember this, like that there's a stupid number of airships by the end, but what I had forgotten is that you can't actually... I wonder if I can... Is there a warp to town? Does this game even have a list of towns you can warp to? Alright, we're just gonna skip the handful of enemies that you might fight on the way. I think that there are enemies. Show the world the power of ninjutsu, Your Highness. Oh, that's true. We actually have Edge in the party now, so... What I do view? You're gonna sell stuff to your king? All these characters are ninjas, by the way. The proud people of Eblon. So where do I buy shuriken? Ald, I think you were telling me to buy shuriken. I'm not saying there's no way that there's any shuriken to be purchased, but... How'd they defeat her ninjutsu so easily? The prince said that once he's taken care of the monsters, I'm right here. He's such a brave boy. He's such a lonely boy. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of point coming back to Eblon. They're not even freaking selling ninja stuff. There's only one NPC here who even registers the fact. He probably, because there was at least, well, there were one or two NPCs who were like, man, the prince is out there taking unnecessary risks. What a dope. So that was probably who that was, and they just had him say, Prince, how are you? Rather than with Edge in your party saying, man, Prince, fucking dumbass. Alright, well. That didn't get us anywhere. But we still do, yeah, that's right. That's Amores. We didn't actually, we didn't actually come here just to try to buy, shuriken. We came here because... Now, I believe we could... I know this is worth as an experiment. Can we can go down in this airship, but then it can't... Oh, it can fly over lava. Alright. So I don't think now that the red airship had to drill that hole for plot purposes. Now that it's done that, I don't think there's any advantage to using it. I feel like that there was a decent chance that wasn't going to work. Dad found an unusual area here, but he'd rather find a rare animal tail. He collects them. Beat it. I'll talk to you only when you bring me a tail. What about a rat tail? Token of power and strength. This is the rat tail. I've been looking for it. All right. Here's some ore in the return. Received adamantite. Beat it. I'll only talk to you when you bring me a tail. So yeah, there's another tail in game. It's called the Pink Tail, and it's a rare drop against monsters in the final dungeon, and I've never gotten it, and I thought it was made up for a while, but I've now seen it on quite a few facts, and I've never seen any sites that list it as a rumor, so it's real. And we're not probably going to get it in this game unless we get really lucky, because it's one of those things where it's like, wow, there's a really low chance of you getting it, but if you do, well, the game's already over, so what do you care? I guess it's one of those, like, if you want to 100% in the game and have gotten every item type of deals, like people who want to get Excalibur 2 in Final Fantasy IX, which basically involves skipping through everything in the game super fast so that you can get to the end really, really quickly. And then, like, the third to last room of the game, you can get a super item. It's silly. Can you imagine playing through Final Fantasy IX and not spending 8 hours on switching in and out of armor that gives you stat boosts alone? It's crazy. My smithy days are over. I won't forge another sword until I find the legendary ore adamantite. What if I give you a twin harp? Adamantite, give me that old sword. I'll give it new life. Hand over the sword of legend. And he starts spinning around in bed. I'm gonna work hard to become an even better smith than the master, but first I have to murder him. Master's back to his old self. Hey, give me some time, don't rush me. So I don't actually remember, I didn't remember that he doesn't give it to you right away. I guess we have to advance the story some more before we get it. But we weren't equipping the Sword of Legend anyway, because it's not that good. So I don't know for a fact that I'll do it. I might decide that I don't have the time. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a video, hanging around outside the Sylvan Cave, because that's the place where I can very slowly level up, but there's also a chance of getting more ribbons. There is going to be, so there is a series of treasure chests in the final dungeon where their optional bosses guard the treasure chests, and one of those has a ribbon in it, which is one of the reasons I was so surprised to find out you could get them as item drops. I thought it was a one-off treasure in this game. But, so I've already got one to drop, which is nice. And we put it on our white mage, who has, it makes her immune to status, including instant death. And she has raise magic, and she has Asuna. And it's just obviously, if you only have one character who can be immune to status, you want to make it the character who can use her turn to repair other people who've been done in by status. But if we were to get another one, I would probably give it to Rydia. And if we got yet another, like if I get one to drop, I'll give it to Rydia. And then if we get one in the final dungeon as well, I'll give it probably to Cecil as a backup Asuna caster. But yeah, I'm not really obsessed with the idea of getting one. It just feels like if I'm going to grind for levels, at least until we get up to 60 and have Rydia with Meteo, and after that, like, levels can kind of naturally come as they come, then it's the best time to do it because we'll get more per fight, and the best place to do it is a place where we could get a really good item drop. There might be an even better item drop that I'm not even thinking of that I should be grinding around instead. But again, there's a really, really, really low chance of getting an item called the Pink Tail. But like even like I first heard about it, I was using save states and stuff and trying to like cheese it, and I never got it. And the game's like almost over by the time you can get it. It's I might just find myself a video of someone getting the Pink Tail and see what the dialogue is. But even then, there's a little part of me that wants to know what the dialogue is when you go give the Pink Tail to the guy in the SNES translation and get the ultimate, I think, armor in the SNES translation. And knowing what the Pixel Remaster translation is, it's just not going to be the same. Anyway, folks, I'm Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching. When we come back next time, whether I do off-screen grinding or not, the next bit of plot is going to be in the town of Mysidia. We can't possibly restore Palom and Porum and have them join us because, well, I suppose at any time any of these other characters could die. I've kind of spoiled for you if you don't already know it, that we've already gathered our final endgame party. But then again, I'd kind of forgotten that we lose Kain for a chunk at the end. I do know one more character we haven't gotten. But I'm pretty dim on the details of what's left in the story, so at least that will stop me from spoiling it for anyone who doesn't already know. I know at least one person in the comments who seemed to unironically ask me what happened to Yang because I posted the videos out of order. And it didn't seem like they were just teasing me about the fact that I posted out of order. It seemed like legitimately like, wait, what the fuck happened? So there's at least one person watching who doesn't already seem to know the story of Final Fantasy IV. And I hope you look forward to finding it out what it is. Thanks for watching.